Leather stitching with the seed beads, so I tried to use the delicas instead for a change. I have no idea what it will look like if you use seed beads, but I suspect it will look more even. This of course is not so very even, but I'm not sure. So, but you can use seed beads. It's not necessary that you use delicas. I'm going to use, however, I'm going to use delicas, and I got to change pads because I'm going to use black. I'm also going to use Fireline. I got 10 millimeters here. That is smoke colored, but you can't wax that because then the black will come off. It's hard enough to keep it on there. You need about 2 arm spans wide and a little extra. Just kind of roll that off a little extra. And off. And we're going to set up with 26 delicas. And these are size 11/0, in case you're wondering. Like the moon was also 11/0. So 26 delicas. I'm going to put these out of the frame to hopefully not blur so much. Gonna be counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 26. I'm pulling that down, but not all the way. I'm going to leave a considerable amount of space at the end because we need to make this bed in 2 pieces, and 1 piece of that is on the top and 1 piece of that is on the bottom. And we're going to start with the bottom. So we need like about from your hand till the middle of your chest, so that's up to your heart. Leave that amount of thread for the other side when you're going to do the other side, which is not so big, but this is the biggest. We're going to do the biggest side first, which is the bottom part. Pick up a delica, go into that delica backwards, go into the ladder stitch, put your fingers on your beads and pull the thread through, and then pull that last part. Go into the delica you just added, like that. Pull that through. Pick up a new bead. Now go into that second delica. Put your fingers on there again. Pull that through. And very carefully go into that second delica right there. Pull that through. And make sure that that loop doesn't go around these 2 first beads. So very carefully try and grab those first 2 beads. Make sure that that thread is on top of there. Now pull everything really tight, bottom and top. Pick up a bead, go into the third delica and just pull that back. Keep your fingers on there. Put your thread in between there already, in between these 2 beads, these 2 here and these 2 there. Just kind of put that thread in between there, and then you know you're in the correct place and it won't go loop around the other beads. Go back in that delica you just added and just carefully pull that through. Pull it tight. and you're just going to do this until you reach the end. So let's pick up a bead into that fourth delica. Put your fingers on there, on both beads, pull that through carefully. Put that thread in between those beads and try and keep that thread on top. Put it in between there and just pick up that delica, go over your thread, pick up that delica and then pull that through. And I have to say, it's very much easier to do when you use seed beads, but you know, gotta do something different sometime. So this is kind of fun to do also. One more time, and then I'll let you pause me and then you can do it by yourself. Back into the fifth delica. Put your fingers on there. Pull that through. Get that, the beads down. Put that on top of there and go over your thread into the delica you just added and just pull that through. And just make sure that both threads are tight, okay? And it will curve, but don't worry about that. We're gonna go through the beads when we get to the end again. So just do it all the way to the end and then start me again when you get there. Okay, when you reach the end, you're gonna go back into the first row and be careful that you go through all of them. So check your back side if you haven't skipped any. Go back, 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 all the way. And it's very easy to skip one, so be careful and just double check that back side if you indeed got them all and you didn't kind of skip over one of them. Just go through them. Now turn that around and go through the row that you just added here. Right, so double check. You got them all? Yep. And pull that through. And now we're going to turn it around again. So you got the end till in your left hand. And your working thread in your right. And we're going to pick up a delica again. And we're going into that first seed bead. And we're going to just do the same, making a third row. Going back in there. And pull that tight. Do another one. Pick up a seed bead. Go into the second one. Pull through. And you're just going to do the same. You're going to add that thread in between. And you're going to go over and in. So just do your third row all the way to the end, okay? When you've done your third row, again you're going to go back this in the middle row. Again, watch out that you got them all. So you have to turn and see if you got them all. You can hold your finger underneath it. When you're sticking your finger, then you know you don't have them all. See, I feel it go out. You can feel your needle that when it goes out actually, but you want to make sure you got them all. So double check just in case you don't. Get that feeling. I went through all of them here, and I went through all of them here. Pull that through. around again until it's still on your left, and we're going through the row you just added all the way also. That way you're making your bed a little stronger, and you're positioning the beads a little bit more. But basically it's the positioning of the bead is very hard, because when you do the 3 rows you will see that the delica beads are not so even and they don't fit on each other so well for some odd reason. Not the black ones anyway. But yeah, we're going to turn it around and we're going to do 5 on top of here. So starting again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we need to turn back in the 5 of the previous row, like that. And then we're going to go up 4, like that. And turn it around and add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now going back through 4 in the previous row and back through 4 that you just added, and turn it around. Add 3. 1, 2, 3. Going back through 3, come up after 2, and turn it around. Add 2. 1, 2, go back through 2, up in 1, add 1 to your needle, go back in that first one, go in there again, the one you just added, go back into that second row, into that first row, get a 15-0 seed bead. Now go back into your delica like that, go into that second one again, pick up 2 that are underneath there, and just to straighten that out, just pick both up of that middle row now, and pick the 2 up again, go in 4 underneath it, next row, back in 4, and we're going to go pick up the long row, and we need to go to all the way to the other side, and then we're going to do what we did here on this side. Okay, so we got 5 we need to add. 1, 2, 3, 'That's so annoying when that happens. 4, 5. Back through 5. On the previous row. Double check it. Yep. Up 4. Flip it. Now 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, back in 4, up in 4, and flip it. 3, 1, 2, 3, back in 3, up in 2, flip it, 2, 1 and 2, back in 2, up in 2, back into previous, up the first one, stack it, going into the first one, back in, second one, back in, seed bead 15-0, back into that delica, back in the second one, get the 2 of the third row, the 2 of the second row, the 2 of the third row again, into 4, back in 4, and now we're going to go to the other side again, and we're going to come out leaving 1 bead in between the next row and the row we're going to do now. So make sure you got 1 bead in between there, and just check. Yep, there's 1 bead. This is where it ends, and I got 1 bead right there. Pull that through, make sure you got them all. I turn that around. And now we're going to go do a row that goes all the way to the end till that former last. So you need a little space in between that. So, don't know exactly how many those are, but we'll find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. And 14. So it's a total of 14. And you have one space left open. Okay, now we're going to go back through those same 14 in the previous row, the ones that are next to it. It's going to get harder and harder to get through there, but it's been done, so do it once, do it again. Check it, double check it, both sides. Yep. Back in the row you just added and come out previous to last. Okay, so you need to have one that you skip right there. I'm gonna leave a hole again. I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna add 2 on top of here. 1 and 2. Going back through 2 into the 2 you just added. And I'm now going to add stacking. I'm now going to stack that last one like you did on this side. You're going to just stack one, but we're not going to add the seed bead. And just make sure that that's nice and straight. Into that one. Going back 3. Now we're going to do something that's basically not following the beaded path, but you got to come on the other side, out on the other side. So we're going to go into that, not this first row, but that row, because you got like one row too few here. You can't get back on the same route that you actually need to go. So we're coming out. I'm going to fold that double. Right next to that row that you just started. And make sure you got them all. And then we're going to go in 1. And then we're just going to pretend we came out the right way. So we're going to flip it.